Howdy all, Lac Lives. I think it's time we play a little Minecraft. Wasn't sure what was going on there. I apparently wasn't clicked into to Minecraft, and when I tried to move, nothing happened. So I've been doing a little work on the house, of course, because that's what I've been doing the last, I don't know how many weeks now. Couple of weeks anyways. Many couple of weeks. Like, I don't know. I don't know how long this has taken me. It's been a pretty big project. Most of it's the confusion of trying to remember what color things were, and I honestly, like, we've only been in this house for like 4 years. It's only been 4 years since I lived here. I can't remember what this place looked like. Where is this zombie I'm hearing? Where you at? Get out from under my house, man. Where you at? Are you in the wall? Oh, there you are. Get dead. Noisy guys hanging out in the house. But so I have been working a little bit trying to get things cleaned up. You know, I was going to get on and I was going to do some mining for some quartz, and I totally forgot. I'm not sure how much of this brown wool I'm going to need yet, but I'm sure it's still a ton. I've given up trying to remember what carpets look like. Everything's just going to be brown. That's what color it was when I was a kid. Actually, most of the rooms in the house, other than most of the rooms in the house didn't even have carpet when I was a kid. And then it was later during the remodeling phases that things got changed. I'm trying to figure out what to do about this here. This is a little steeper, or it's steeper in real life than it is here. Like, the steps are huge, and so I was thinking of actually replacing these with cement blocks, and then I could just have wall, 1 step, 2 step, and bring them in one more, because I think having them come out 3 is a little far. Although in real life this was like 3 steps up too, and not 4. So the ratios come out a little differently on this. We could talk about this a little bit though. So yeah, I don't know how to do what needs to be done here, is one of the problems I'm having. The stairway here had these huge cement, I don't know what you call them, banister things next to the stairs. And so the way it worked was, it didn't, it's just the stairs, there's no trick to it. But the way it looked, there was this huge stairs sticking out the side of the house, and they stuck out farther than the rest of the house. I guess this was intended to be the front of the house, and we never came in this way. This is not the way you enter the house. I mean, it might be now. Who knows how the people who live there now operate, but we always came in through this door back here. I mean, back here's where we parked our cars and everything, and so this was the back porch, but it's also where you entered the house. Like I said, we had the big thing here, blocked part of the window where you kicked your shoes off. And then later it was, there's a rug right here where we took off our shoes and kicked them off right here next to the door. But yeah, it was kind of funny, actually. This area out front here. Do I have some, like, just some dirt to fill in some of these holes? I have some puzzle. Can't have my puzzle. Oh, there we go. It was pretty funny. out here outside the house was these cement slab sidewalk. And so, hold on, let me get this filled in so I have some place to walk, and I'll show you. Actually, I could probably use that podzol a little bit here. One of the things that we had around the house was flower beds, like, everywhere. And so this out here would have been flower bed. And so my grandmother lived with us most of my life. Yeah, most of my life probably. And so she kept huge flower beds the whole time. And they were just here next to the house. And they really did. They ran the width of the house, or the length, width, whatever, all the way around the house. Completely all the way around the house were flowers. Which just seems like a horrible hobby to me. I don't know why people like flowers so much. And so I had the flower beds next to the house here. And then like the original stairs were just 2 steps, I think. 2 steps? Yeah, 2 steps down, and so they actually would have ended right here. And so we had this big sidewalk, and it ran all the way down here. And this is one of the reasons why I want to make this shorter. And then it would have ran into these steps. And so I don't know, there wasn't sidewalk running out here, which is where the driveway would have been, unless you got back over here by the sheep. And then this sidewalk here ran down the hill that the house was on, and to the driveway. And well, it was more of a little angle, like over here maybe. And so there's this huge slabs of cement for the sidewalk out here. And so the winters destroy cement here. It gets hot, it gets cold, it gets hot, it's cold, and so they break up. And so what had happened is that the sidewalk that was right here next to the stairs was basically turning into gravel. And so I decided that we should probably do something about it. And so what we wound up doing was I guess there's more than just me, but I had decided that we would we would get some cement and replace the sidewalk. And so I looked into what it would be like and how much it would cost to do it by hand versus having a truck come in and dump it. And it's actually a funny story I'll probably get to about how sometimes I can't do math. And so they were trying to figure out how to get these cement slabs out. And now we don't have a real pickup. We had a pickup, but it was a 2-wheel drive, like an S10 kind of pickup. I mean, it wasn't mine, but one of the people that lived here had it. And it wasn't even like used on the road. It was used because this is a farm, and so there was a lot of property. And so one of the guys who lives here, he's a hunter. And, oh, there you are. I was trying to figure out where you were at, and I couldn't see you. And so he needed a way to get back to the woods, which was on the other side of the field, and so that's what he had, was this old pickup. And but it's a smaller pickup, so it was really light, and so it couldn't pull the cement slabs out of the ground. It just couldn't do it. It was so funny. it wasn't a very good pickup. It was stick shift and stuff, and so every time he'd try to pull out a slab, the truck would stall. And so we got all these slabs, can't get them out of the ground, and they were pretty big. They're like I'll bet they were a good, say, 8 inches or more deep. So who knows how long they've been there. But we couldn't pull the slabs out. And so, there's slabs all the way down the front of this. And then the busted up ones, and then they, go down the hill. And we wanted to get rid of all of it and just pour a new sidewalk. And only we weren't going to do sidewalk over here because nobody ever goes over here. And so it was just going to be the sidewalk from the front of the house down to a parking pad, because I parked like over here, and that's kind of like my parking spot would look like in the fall, right there. And so in the spring too, it would be horribly muddy, and so I wanted to get it filled in because it was fine when I was in high school and stuff. Because I'm a kid and I don't care that the spot's muddy. But as an adult, having to wear, dress clothes to work, I was getting tired of trying to get into my car without getting mud on my pants, without getting my shoes muddy. And so I decided, hey, we're just going to go ahead and tear this out and put in new sidewalk. And so, and so we couldn't get the slabs out no matter what we did, and we couldn't get the truck to pull them out. And then my brother, he came over. He had a slightly bigger pickup. His pickup went and pulled them out, and but his pickup had a different problem. He actually still has his pickup, but he, whatever was going wrong with it at that time, it was catching on fire. And so it wouldn't pull them out. It actually caught on fire while he was trying to pull them out. Do I have food on me? I don't see any food. I don't think I have any food on me. Weird. I don't have any baked potatoes. That's really bizarre. I mean, I've got this bread. Oh, there was I was looking for those. I'll just make up some bread then. I need to throw something away. There we go. And so I'm like, well, we're just gonna have to go rent a truck or something. And so what we finally wound up doing was we got a come along, which is a type of pulley system that has a locking ratchet. And here, let's see if I can build one of these. So pretend this is all metal and more rounded. So what you've got is this eye on one end, and then there's like a fishing pole kind of spool in the middle. I definitely don't have enough dirt or anything. So you got this fishing pole spool thing in the middle here, and then there's a cable that comes out, and then on the end of the cable is a hook. All right, and so then on this middle part here is a lever like that, right? And so there's a ratchet gear on here where the cable is wrapped on, and so when you crank this lever, the teeth on the gear make sure it doesn't spin backwards, and so you get a better leverage on what you're hooking on. So this end here, we wrapped we wrapped the cable on this end that goes through the loop around a tree, and then on this end I would drape the cable underneath the corners of these cement blocks, and then we would use the come along, and then we also had another cable that we would hook onto it, or a chain actually, and we hook that onto the riding lawnmower. And so between the come along and the riding lawnmower, we were able to get these slabs out. Two pickup trucks couldn't do it, but yep, we'd use a riding lawnmower, pulls them right out. It was so bizarre. And like we used like a iron pry bar thing that we had, and a sledgehammer, and the whole 9 yards trying to get these things out. It was so much work. We finally got them all pulled out, bring in a load of dirt, fill in the holes and stuff. And so then I get out here and I measure where this new sidewalk's going to be. I get out like the rototiller, I rototill down where the parking spots are going to be. You go by the boards, you put the frames in. And so I measured it all down, trying to figure out how much cement we need. I call the cement place, and they're like the most unhelpful people I've ever seen in my life. And they're like, what do you want? I'm like, well, I'd like to order a load of cement. They're like, all right, how much do you want? I'm like, well, I'm not exactly sure how to measure it. And they're like, well, it comes by yards. And I'm like, okay, well, how do I measure how many yards I need? And so it was getting to be later in the year, and they're like, well, do you want nylon fibers in it? I think is what went into it. I don't know. They just kept asking me these questions, and I'm like, look, I don't know anything about cement. So this is what I want to use it for. You need to tell me what kind I need so I know what to get. And the guy's like, well, I don't know exactly what kind you want, but this is what we have, and these are the options. And I'm like, well, there's like, what grain of sand you want in it, and how coarse it'll wind up being, and all this stuff. I have no idea, because I don't work with cement. And so I finally try to figure out how much to order, and so I order the cement. And so I get one of my friends who's actually, he had just poured his cement floor, and so I thought he could at least explain to me how to smooth it down. And so he gets there, and then the cement trucks start coming in, and so the first cement truck comes in and it unloads, and the second cement truck comes in and it unloads. The third cement truck comes in, and my friend is like, how much cement did you order? I'm like, I told him how much I ordered. He's like, yeah, I think you ordered twice as much cement as you need. So when we were going to talk to the driver, I'm like, yeah, I ordered too much cement. And he's like, well, you got any place we can dump this? I'm like, no, I don't have any place you can dump this cement. And he's like, well, I'm going to have to charge you for this load, and we'll see if we can dump it at another site, and then I'll see if somebody else can take the fourth load that was supposed to be coming. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I have no place for cement. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it, man. You figure it out. And like they didn't question me down or anything. When I gave them dimensions, they were so unhelpful, so unhelpful. But so I wound up with a parking place over here with a sidewalk over to another parking place, and then a sidewalk that led up to the house, so that we no longer had to be in the mud. It was awesome. And and so I rather liked having a cement parking place instead of having to park in the mud. I parked in the mud for years. It was something else. It didn't used to get muddy in that particular spot, but the big branch on the tree that overlooked my or that was over top of where I parked broke off. Actually fell on my car, busted out my windshield, and so I the branch is gone after that point. I think that was during like a ice storm, maybe it broke off, and so we wound up not having cover over that, and so it just always got really muddy in the spring and fall. All right, that's probably going to be our story for today, and then I'll show you what I've been working on in here. So I went ahead and I came through, and I think it was it yesterday I was working on this, and I went ahead and started well, not in this room, but in some of the some of the upstairs rooms. I've gone ahead and done all the carpeting. This room will need carpeting. Whoops. Problem is that the carpet needs to be tan, and there's just no tan available. So I've just decided to go with the wood here. The brown. I'm looking at wood, and it came up wood in my head. Well, apparently that's all that I have. I also put in some fans. You can see we've got the little fan here. I don't like the way this looks when you put on the extra, or when you put on an extra length to the blades. Like, I think that's too long, but it's probably more realistic than what I've got up there. This room had a big fan in it, but that just looks gigantic. So I'm just going to leave them as short and fat. I also put them right up against the ceiling. I know in the attic room they hang down lower, but in all the other rooms they were really close to the ceiling. In fact, this room here, when it gets a ceiling, needs a fan too. People in this house, this room might have a fan in it too, but I also don't have the ceiling done in here yet. They do not like air conditioning. I don't get it. So, like, for the longest time, I was the only one with an air conditioner in this house. But we had a couple of lights over top of the couch, and there actually should be lights on either side of this. Oh, you know what? I didn't put that on the wall. Let me go grab some supplies here. I need some spruce for this, I think. But so basically, I just did some carpeting and put up the fans. Spruce and spruce stairs. I can get this shelf that goes on this wall here done up. My mother, she collected. Yes, that's precisely the direction I wanted you to go in, you stupid thing. I swear. Thank you. She collects, or collected, I'm not sure, figurines. And so there was actually this shelf that was right there that held the figurines. Definitely has to be there. And it was a lot like this. It was wood stuck out, probably about half this width, I would say. And I think it was it was 3 shelves, so this would only be 2 shelves. So it should actually be a whole nother layer to that, but we'll go with this. This is about what was there, I guess. I think there was a light on this side too. We had a mirror hung here for a long time. When I was a kid, this was a big, giant mirror. There was actually more. You know what? I think this door is supposed to go over one. I'm looking at this room, and this door should be over one, now that I think about it. I remember I moved. Oh, dang it. I remember I moved that because I was thinking the door should be over the other way, but I am wrong. it needs to go back because we used to have this huge hanging mirror on the wall, and I don't know why. Nobody ever looked in it. I didn't understand why there's just this giant mirror on the back of this wall. And but that's what we had was giant mirror on the back of the wall. Actually, can we just take these stairs and flip them upside down here? Yeah. And so I remember that when as a kid, they've got these plastic. It was kind of like melted plastic melted together, and it looked like Santa Claus and the Santa Claus's reindeer. My family is, I wouldn't say really big on doing up Christmas decorations, but they're bigger than I am on doing up Christmas decorations. And so I know that hanging over the mirror every year was it was big enough that they would hang a Santa Claus and some reindeer, and they're fairly large. Like I would say that if Steve is or Steve, if my character here is the correct size, then you know Santa Claus and his sleigh was almost as big as that slab. And then there's like 3 reindeer, I think, and the third reindeer was Rudolph with his red nose. But I'm pretty sure that we put a light in its place instead, and we did. I mean, you can't mimic them with Minecraft stuff just because of the way Minecraft works, but they were outdoor style lights with big scroll work holders. I don't know what you call it. Sockets that the lights went into, and they stuck out from the wall. And then there was one light here over top of the stairs that was just there, just one light. And then this room had the fan, little tiny white fan. So I tried to put that in here too. And it was low enough that I could walk underneath of it and my head would brush. And I mean, like I keep my hair cut really short, so when I would walk under this, my actual head would rub the bottom of the light that was on the fan. And then in this room, I can't remember. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure there were lights on either side of the doorway, and they were opposite lights on either side of the doorway in this room. And then there was also a fan in this room, and so I've got that in here too. I know I got one bare patch on the floor here, but I figure when I come in here to put in the beds and stuff, I'll have to take out the carpet anyways. I can fill that back in then. There was actually a hole in the floor here, probably about right here, probably right underneath this fan actually, where the stove from the kitchen, the exhaust ran up through that room, and I figured that was how they heated that room in the winter, was from the exhaust pipe running out from the kitchen. But yeah, it's hey, spiders not allowed. What happened to that piece of carpet? Oh, there you are. You're so tiny I couldn't see you. Oh, I do have more carpet. I thought I did. Alright, need a little bit more there, and then this room will be just about done. I'm going to need to do grab some other things to do the furniture in. But we'll figure that out at a later date. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to look at today. Mostly, I just wanted to show you what I'd been doing, and I got sidetracked with that story about the cement. I really like. I ordered double what I needed, and I don't know. You think people are buying cement all the time, that they might understand that some people want cement but don't know what to do about it. And when the first guy got to the house with the cement, he's like, well, do you got all the tools to do this with? I'm like, no, I ordered cement. Well, you need like, I don't know. I don't know what cement tools are called. I'm like, no, I don't know what I need. That's why I called you guys. I don't think that's a hard concept. Uh, like, if I call the furnace guy, he doesn't come out and go like, well, where's all the replacement parts and tools so I can fix this? No, he comes with his tools and puts the stuff in. Um, and, same thing with a plumber. If I call a plumber, he's not going to show up just in his shorts and t-shirt and want to know where's the rubber boots are at he's supposed to wear. And it was kind of the way they made me feel when the cement guys came in, because they didn't explain anything to me or make sure that I had ordered the right stuff. And then when they got there, they were like dumbfounded that I didn't have, like I had hand trowels and stuff, because I thought it was going to be a more lengthy process, but they wanted to dump their stuff and be gone. And so they actually, the first guy that got there was more helpful than anybody else at the whole place, and he had him bring me out uh, I don't know, it's kind of like a flat metal. Well, if you've ever used like a shop broom, it was a lot like that, but it was flat, and you used it to smooth out the cement. And yeah, they were so just like, I don't know, in and out and gone, and don't explain nothing, don't check nothing, just good to go. But it all worked out in the end, I guess. Although we moved like, I don't know, 3 years after I had all that dumped in there, and so that really kind of irritated me a little bit. Get all that work done. Oh yeah, that's this room back here. This room back here was being used as the laundry room, and so it had like the laundry things in it, and nobody ever went in there other than do laundry. But they decided, oh, we had to remodel this room too, and so I tore all this out to the studs, which is a terrible, dirty process, as I've said. It barely had any wiring to begin with, so I clipped out all the wiring, put in all new wiring. Um, you know, drywall and paneling and trim and linoleum underneath where the laundry stuff went, and all that. Did all of that, and then pretty much as soon as I remodeled that room, I decided, hey, we should move. And I'm like, man, we could have just left that room alone and moved. But no, I just wasted 6 weeks of my life and free time working on that room in my what little bit of spare time I have. Oh, it's like that now at the moment, actually. It's like that here most of the time. Always something maintenance-wise that needs to be done if you live in a house. And, but everybody's afraid to try and figure out how to do it. And they won't call somebody to do it because they don't want to waste the money. So they just constantly tell me, hey, this needs to be done. Hey, this needs to be done. Hey, this needs to be done. Alright. Enough complaining. We actually have family photos tonight, so I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. So next time we'll probably get working on these last couple of rooms here. And maybe I can, well no, because next time is pretty quick. But we'll probably work on these 2 rooms next time, and then the time after that, maybe I can find my way into the Nether to get some more quartz. And I guess I'm not too worried about the quartz itself. We also need to get up and look at doing the roof yet too. But it'd be nice to get some of the outside of this building up so it doesn't just look like crazy crammed together shapes like it's doing at the moment. So click like if you like, subscribe, be sure and catch the next one. I'll talk to you later.